What's up, guys? This is probably gonna be a shorter stream, but I did just upload a new video yesterday. Was it yesterday or the day before? I believe it was yesterday. Um, it was a compilation video, so nothing crazy. But if you guys have any questions, let me know for sure. I have edited a few videos. One of the videos is basically done. That one's gonna be coming out next week. It's a shorter video, so it's not anything crazy, but I don't know. It's something I did want to do, and the concept is really cool to me. There's a lot of testing with that as more of a test video, but you know, it's something. This one I'm editing now, that one's pretty much done editing for the most part. But this one I'm doing now is a little more obscure, not as typical as a lot of the other videos I've done. But I say that, but this is a follow-up to a video that was kind of really big. Next stream, I'll let you know what it is. But this is a video that's a follow-up of one of the videos that actually got kind of big on my channel. So, I don't know. I mean, would you guys like it? Who would know? If you guys have any questions, let me know. I'm going to be on here for a short time, probably, I don't know. Who knows? But it won't be a 3-hour stream for sure. But yeah, got any questions, let me know. Let me know if the music is too loud too. It seems a little loud to me. So. Better? I think it's better. What's up, Queen Bee? What's going on with you? Oh, shoot. The Ninth Jedi came out today. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen a single millisecond of it. But I do want to see the Ninth Jedi. I think it's gonna be good. I liked the first one. Oh, someone, let's see, Val Diva. Did you did you watch Spider-Man Brand New Day? It was so good. I'm not gonna spoil anything. All right, not gonna spoil anything. It was great. It was a great movie. I loved it. One of my favorite Marvel movies. Top 10. It was really good. I don't know what happened. I think maybe since people haven't had a really great movie for a while, they forgot what spoilers are. So people don't really put a spoiler warning in front of stuff. I watched it the night it came out, not the day, but the night it came out. It came out Friday. I watched it Friday night, like 12:50 or something. It was some ridiculous time. But me and my girl went and watched it. It was great, dude. It was a really good movie. Probably the third best Spider-Man movie, other than Into the Spider-Verse. Third best live-action Spider-Man movie. It was fantastic. I loved it. Do you think it was better than Endgame? No. No. Not better than Endgame. It was really good. It's up there. Like I said, it's probably my third favorite Spider-Man live-action Spider-Man movie. Top 10 maybe Marvel movie of all time, but I think part of why the hype is as big as it is is because someone said, now you're gonna make me want to watch it. Go watch it. It's great. It's a great movie. It's a great movie. I think part of it says someone said I sub, by the way. Thank you, Queen Bee. I appreciate that. But I think a big part of the hype is because we haven't had a really great comic book movie in a while. We haven't really had a good comic book movie in a while. So the Spider-Man, look, this is Spider-Man. The biggest superheroes of all time, Spider-Man, Superman, Batman, and Hulk. The biggest superhero movies of all time. So when Spider-Man make a movie, he make a movie, dog. So I'm not surprised it's getting the praise that it's getting, especially considering we haven't had a great superhero movie or show in a very long time. It was great. I really have no notes. I loved everything about it. Do you think Miles Morales would be in the next one? There you have been some theories. So what do you think? I think when they're almost ready to get rid of Tom Holland, they will introduce Miles. I don't think the black dude who I almost spoiled something. I don't think the random black dude that Tom Holland and the Tom Holland Spider-Man interacts with is Miles. He's just a black guy. All right, we exist all over the place. But I think that once Miles Morales is introduced into this universe, you know Tom Holland's Spider-Man time is coming to an end. So I love Miles Morales. I want Miles Morales Spider-Man in the MCU. I think that'd be amazing. But I don't want this time to come to an end too fast. He just became an adult. Think about that. Every other movie we've seen, he's been a teenager. Spider-Man, for the most part, other than Ultimate Spider-Man and some of these, spectacular Spider-Man, he's always coming out of high school into college is when Spider-Man truly is Spider-Man. Recently, they've made him younger, which I don't hate, but think about the 90s Spider-Man. He was in college by the first season of the 90s Spider-Man. So I don't know. I'm just saying, if we have 2 more movies before introducing another Spider-Man, before introducing Miles, if we have 2 more movies with Tom Holland, you're not gonna hear me complain. I love Tom Holland Spider-Man. Yeah, I love Tom Holland Spider-Man, dude. I'm good with riding with him for a while. All right, bro. I'm gonna get a hop off. Continue doing this. You matter. I appreciate you, brother or sister. Queen Bee says Queen, so I assume. Appreciate you. Like I said, it's gonna be a shorter one. So if you guys have questions, you gotta let me know. Queen Bee says Jesus loves you. Appreciate you. Amen. Have a good night. Have a good sleep. Editing one of my other videos right now, for the people in the stream. Editing one of my videos right now. One of the other ones is like in the back end of editing. It's pretty much done. Just needs a few more touches. That one's gonna come out probably next Friday. I'll do my best, but probably next Friday. Do you know what the lady's name that called Spider-Man was? She checks up on him in the beginning, but I forgot her name. I don't know if I'm explaining her right. Are you talking about the blonde chick in the beginning? Look, first off, that's not a spoiler. Blonde chick in beginning talks to Spider-Man. It's not a spoiler. But don't spoil the movie in the chat, okay? Please don't. The movie was really good. There are a few things that are spoilers that are big parts of the movie. So nobody spoil the movie in the chat. I have no idea what her name was. I have a few theories, but that's also uber nerd theories that anyone would think of. So I have a few theories, but please, if you guys spoil this in the chat, I will delete the stream. Please. This movie's really good. This is important. Please don't. But no, I would look on IMDb and see what the name of that character was, or just type in the actress's name, and it might tell you who she plays in that movie. Yeah, I won't spoil anything. I understand. I trust. Look, I get the hype. I really do. I get the hype. Recently with these movies, the movies that have been really good, I've noticed people have dialed back on doing spoiler warnings. Which I understand, but also for people who didn't see it, for whatever reason that they didn't see it, they've been getting a lot of spoilers from this movie. And especially going to these next few movies in Marvel, there's gonna be a lot of spoiling that happens. So just be careful, be attentive to people. Not everybody has the money to see it opening week, or it's only been 5 days, guys. It hasn't been 2 weeks, it hasn't been a month, it's only been 5 days. Like Infinity War, Endgame, stuff like that didn't get spoiled, openly until like, I don't know, at least a month, because everyone was so used to being attentive to spoilers. But I think, especially now, we're going into an era where spoilers are a thing again. People care about not getting movies messed up for them. So that's all. All right, I'm gonna go now, but know that Jesus loves you, and you have a good night. I will have a good night. I appreciate you. Should I pause the music? I'm just realizing how many green screen effects I have in my videos. A lot. Green screen glitch. I mean, that's a lot, dude. Green screen glitch effect. Green screen AT-AT. Green screen snow speeder. Most of these I didn't even use. I was just testing stuff. I was just trying to crap out. Fire Emperors. Aerial explosions. What's up, Garrett Darkstar? What's going on? Bum, 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 bum. What's you guys' early spoiler-free review of the new Ninth Jedi? Came out today, on the 5th of August. What is you guys' spoiler-free review of the Ninth Jedi? I haven't seen it yet. I haven't seen a second of it. I started streaming basically as soon as I got home from work. You use TVC or Black Series for stop motion. I've only ever used TVC / 3.75 inch figure. I'm going to start using 6-inch figures for Marvel and superhero videos, but Star Wars is gonna stay vintage collection slash 3.75 inch. That's what I've always collected as a child, so I have like hundreds of figures from that scale. So yeah, it kind of doesn't make sense to try to just now start collecting those type of figures. Like I have like 15 stormtroopers. It'll take $400 to collect 15 stormtroopers right now at a different scale. It doesn't make any sense. On top of that, I just prefer the scale. I just prefer it. It's probably harder to animate with, but love of the game, man. As someone who uses the Black Series and the Vintage Collection better for stop motion. The Vintage Collection has better articulation. Strong disagree. The Black Series is better articulation and better details. It's impressive that they're able to put the details that they do on the Vintage Collection, but at the same time, dude, they're the larger scale they're able to put more into. I get why more people prefer the Black Series. It's just my entire childhood was the 3-inch figures. So, anything else we called a doll. And all of them are dolls, technically. But anytime like one of my brothers would get a different size figure, we would bug them and say, "Oh, you're playing with a doll. It's this doll size and all that other stuff." But whatever. Certain like Marvel doesn't even make 3-inch figures anymore, which is why I have no choice. If I want to make superhero Marvel DC's type of videos, I have no choice but to get the 6-inch figures. But as of now, Star Wars is still making the scale that I fell in love with and that I like, so I'm gonna continue with it. Now, they're not doing a great job with it. Like 6-inch figures are getting way more love, way more attention, but until they discontinue it permanently, I'm gonna keep collecting the size, the scale that I like, that I grew up with. I don't know, my Black Series Anakin feels more stiff than my TVC Anakin. True. It is harder to loosen them up, but depending on this is kind of might be a deep stop motion cut, but depending on the material that you use, how stiff the figures are, helps. Because the last thing you want is a wiggly figure that you're gonna move their arm and their arm's just gonna flop back. You don't want that. If you can control the figure, it's easier to do stop motion with. So it being stiff is not a problem, but I get what you mean. I do get what you mean. I get what you mean by that though. If it's too stiff and you gotta freaking use both of your arms just to move a tiny little thing, it is harder. But what's even worse is when your 375-inch figures get so loose and limp that they can't do anything. Like that is the biggest problem with G.I. Joe figures. Is after a few years, if you move them around a little bit, after a few years, they're just gonna... And it's... I know how ridiculous that looks. I'm not oblivious. But they are just gonna... And you can't use them anymore. So... I don't know. are you gonna get the new Anakin that's coming out for the TVC later this year? I think it would be one replica to the Black Series one. I'm not sure what you mean by that last part, but I definitely am. That Anakin figure is fire. The Cody figure, I have the old Cody, I have the old Cody and the Clone Wars Cody. Clone Wars Cody doesn't look great, so I never use it for videos. But the old Cody also broke, his hand broke. On top of that, he doesn't have great articulation. So I need a new Cody figure and I need a new Anakin figure. The problem is this $50 for 2 figures. I could live with the Cody figure I have. I need a new Anakin. So I'm trying to kind of see if they're going to release those figures separately. If they do, I'm just going to get the Anakin. If they don't, I'm gonna have no choice. You play with dolls, bro? All this is a doll scaled down, brother. Anyone who collects these, plays with these, does stop motion animation with these, does does photography with these, play with them. These are dolls. These are dolls. Relax. All right? Anyway, before I was rudely interrupted, yeah, I'm gonna get the Anakin at least. If he doesn't come out as a single figure, I'm gonna have no choice but to spend half of $100 just for one figure that I want. It's crazy how long it took them to remake Anakin figure. Bro, for real. Anakin is the main character of Star Wars. Being realistic. He's the main character. And the best one you got is the episode 3 version where his face is all... The absolute best Anakin figure that's out there. But other than the new one. I don't know, because I don't have the new one yet. But the model that I have when he's dark side, that's the best one. And that one's not great. But it was the best one we had, but you know, there's not very many different models. So I'm glad they're finally making a new one. It's just every version is ridiculously expensive. Every episode 3 version is expensive as crap, dude. But I'm sure at some point they'll release it single, and that's when I'll get it. If it takes too long, then I'm just gonna have to bite the bullet and get it. But I don't know. He said, well, that's what's up. Yeah, man. Every if we're being honest, we all buy friggin' dolls. And if they're the scale that I'm getting, I always call them action figures. But they're dolls. They're all dolls. Let's be real. Hello there. What's up, Darth Dan? You wanted the originals. You wanted the OGs. I'm gonna get the Anakin figure that's in the Legacy Anakin Skywalker 3-pack. I would have gotten that if I would get that. The problem, I don't care about Anakin, the episode 2 Anakin. I have like 3 different versions of them, and I have like 5 different versions of Darth Vader. So I'd be paying $70 for the episode 3 Anakin. That it's not worth it. At that point, I might as well buy the $50 one with Cody, where at least Cody would also be another figure that I wanted / don't already have. So it's just not worth it, man. If it was $40, if it was $50, it'd be more worth it. But $70, dude, $70 for 2 figures that most of us already have and 1 new figure. And again, they're probably already gonna re-release them and I could just get the only one figure that I actually want. To me, it doesn't make sense like that. If I'm in a rush to get something like the Vader with the mask half off and Obi-Wan, I really didn't care about Obi-Wan. I paid like 40, $50 for that one. But you're not going to get that Darth Vader anywhere else. So I bit the bullet. I'm going to get the Anakin with Cody. Me too. At some point, if they don't release Anakin by himself in the next couple of weeks, couple of months, I'm just going to bite the bullet and say, you screw it, man. $50 for an Anakin and a Cody that is pretty cool, whatever. On Hasbro Plus, it's $50. I don't have the new Clone Wars Anakin. The Clone Wars Anakin's pretty good. It's all right. You know, I use them for the video, but I don't know. To me, the live action episode 1, 2, 3, 4 figures usually do better to me. At least me. That's my childhood, though. You know, the Clone Wars figures are great, especially when they try to take the Clone Wars figures and make them look live action. It's great. But the live action figures are still better. They just have a better model to me. I don't know. Anyways, I gotta go. Good stream. Can't wait to see your next work. Next week. My next work is gonna be next week, brother. Friday of next week. So it's not gonna be very long. Like I said in my previous videos and previous streams, I'm going to be making a lot more. On this half of the year, I'm gonna be doing a lot more. So stay tuned. Make sure you hit the bell so you get notified when I upload something. I'm gonna try to do weekly streams. Now, is that gonna happen? So far it has. I've done a stream in, is this 4 weeks in a row? Something like that. I don't know about multiple times a week, but at least once a week is what I'm aiming for as far as streams. And at least once a month for an actual really good video is what I'm aiming for as far as videos. Shorts, 2-3 minute videos versus series videos, it could vary. But especially throughout the rest of this year, I want to really stay on it. I need a new Cody. I only get the Saga Collection one, and he barely stands up. Same one I got, dude. It's old. He's old. I need a new Cody anyway. So on top of me mainly wanting that Anakin figure, I also need a new Cody anyway, so it doesn't matter. The problem is $50, dude. $50, dude. You know how many figures I could get for $50? I could figure out a way to get like 10. So I don't know, man. It's tough. It's tough. I'm super excited for your new stop motions. There's gonna be a few, dude. They may not all be like super duper long, 10, 15, 20-minute videos like some of my older stuff, but I'm getting my footing, and truthfully, I only say this kind of stuff on streams. But truthfully, a big reason why I'm making shorter form videos right now is so I can get back into it, and so that I can get my footing back, so when I make Vader episode 4, it's perfect. The really important videos to me, I want to be perfect. So right now I'm getting my footing back. I'm getting my flow back. Knocking off the rust. So, these videos I put a lot into, but I also know that after being away for a while, it's going to take us a little second to get back to where I was. Yeah, man. But it's going to get there. Sooner than later. Sooner than later. The next 3 months, I got at least 2-3 uploads. I guess way more than I've done recently. Can't wait. I started watching your stop motions after seeing the Vader series. More to come. More to come in the Vader series, brother. Don't you worry. The script has been written. It's not going to be followed perfectly, but the baseline of it has been written. A lot of the ideas for it is being produced. It's being put through filters so that I can get rid of the bad stuff, keep all the good stuff, so that you guys get the best product. Economy is cooked. Why are we talking about the economy, dude? Is that because I was talking about 2 action figures for $50? I don't want to talk about the economy, dude. I don't want to think about it. What's up, Pandemonium? As a former animator, 20 minutes is a lot of frames, and that can get really exhausting really quickly. You got to knock off the rust to do what you can. There you go. You got to knock off the rust, man. I hadn't filmed anything for about 7 months since doing the moving process, which the moving process was about 7 months. So I hadn't filmed anything, and I don't want to go from not filming anything to jumping right into Darth Vader, to the main series that has put my channel on the staple that it is. Darth Vader deserves respect. The story that I'm trying to tell deserves respect. So I'm doing more videos. Not videos I don't care about. It's not like anything like that. But it's lesser risk videos. The Vader series is going to be a staple of my channel forever. You know, a random G.I. Joe video I just decided to do for fun, that's not. You know, so I'm putting a lot of care into how I'm doing this, and until I feel I'm ready to take on another episode of the biggest thing on my channel, I'm gonna keep practicing, gonna keep getting back into it. What's a fight scene you wanted to make but never had a chance to? Dude, I want to recreate the Anakin Obi-Wan fight so bad. It's just there's a lot of that fight has to do with the background, and people don't accept that or acknowledge it really. But the atmosphere, not just the focus, but what's going on behind the scenes, what's going on behind them, you know, volcanoes and fire and all that other stuff, on top of just guy trying to get the animation right, which is already enough. It's just a fight like that takes a lot of effort, takes a lot of editing, a lot of CG, a lot of everything. So if I were to recreate that, like Hello There Productions recreated it in Clone Wars animation. If I were to do that and do it right, bro, that would take the rest of the year. Just to do 15 minutes. To do 15 minutes of film would take the rest of the year for me. It'd probably take money as well, because I'm not that great at making CGI backgrounds and stuff like that, which is what I would want. You know, for a fight like that, dude, it would take everything I had plus more. Plus other people, you know. I don't want to hire somebody to do the backgrounds with like a green screen background or anything like that, but they don't care. Like, they got hired, they got paid, so they don't really care how it works out. They already got paid. They don't really care. They're just doing the work. You know, I want to make sure something like that is perfect. I want it to look as good as the movie, if not better. So, I don't know. Part of that is also my nostalgia and wanting to bring justice to something like that. I want to bring justice to every video I do, but there's a different thing when you're recreating something that, to me, is already perfect. It's like making Avatar: The Last Airbender. Everything that's come out from Avatar: The Last Airbender universe hasn't been good as The Last Airbender, because The Last Airbender is perfect. It's the definition of a perfect show. So anything that comes out after it, regardless of how good it is is not going to be better than the original. It's just not. For me, it would have to be Mace Windu versus Vader, but I like the scenario of the other Vader episode 2, where he survives and teams up with the other Jedi. Vader? You talking about Vader or Mace? Mace Windu teaming up with the Jedi is cool. I love the Star Wars Theory Vader episode 2 film. That was fantastic. This is a great complaint to have, but I wish there was more. That's it. That's my biggest complaint. The animation was great. The voice acting was great. The CG was great, dude. Everything about the story was fantastic, but I wish there was more. That's my biggest complaint. Yeah, no, Mace. Yeah, dude. This is a great story. Vader versus Mace Windu is a great fight. There's a reason nobody else has tackled that. It's because everyone knows Star Wars Theory is doing it. Everyone knows Theory is gonna do it, and it might take a good minute, but he's gonna make episode 3, and it's gonna be fantastic. So I don't know. Maybe I'll make a small video or something like that. But you know, that's a fan film, a fan theory that the whole Star Wars community has thought of. Everyone's thought of that. What if a Mace returned and he went to go fight him? But everyone knows theories covering that. So a lot of people haven't even dared to try it out. You know? Dave Filoni wrote parts of Avatar The Last Airbender, and he's the same guy who wrote a lot of Star Wars. I know. Believe me. I know. Dude, Dave Filoni has yet to make something that I dislike. Other than 2 things, which I can only really say one thing. Tales of the Empire was not good to me. The best part of that was General Grievous, and he was in there for like 30 seconds. Tales of the Empire wasn't great. And the only other thing that Filoni made that I didn't like was Resistance. And that's only because of the era. And the animation was ugly to me. But the era was just stupid. It was just not something I'm interested in any way. And he happened to be behind that, you know. But Rebels, fantastic. Clone Wars, the best thing Star Wars has made. Tales of the Jedi, amazing. Tales of the Underworld, amazing. Ahsoka, it has its flaws, but pretty freaking good. Boba Fett has a lot of flaws, but I didn't hate. I would watch it again. I don't hate it. Mando, great up until the 3rd season. And even the 3rd season wasn't awful. Like, Lizzo and Jack Black were awful. Having them in this universe, that was awful. Other than that, not awful. Anything Dave Filoni is a part of, other than maybe 2 or 3 projects, and everything has been at least okay. So again, I don't hate it. I don't hate anything Dave Filoni has made, other than maybe 3 projects. But now he's the president of Lucasfilm, and the first thing that they make is Maul. The next thing they make is Ninth Jedi, which everything I've seen from Ninth Jedi so far has been great. I haven't seen the new show yet that came out today. Probably gonna fall asleep watching that tonight, but you know, I'm just saying, you know, Dave Filoni is the guy. I don't even remember most of Mando Season 3. You don't need to. Mando Season 3 didn't exist. It was the suits stepping in and saying, oh, well, The Mandalorian has done really well. And you know what people also like? Jack Black and Lizzo. So let's put that in Star Wars, too. That's literally what they did. The first season of Mando had no cameos, no famous actors, nothing. You really think Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau wanted to put Lizzo and Jack Black in season 3. Bro, I can't even remember the names of the characters that they played. All I know is that they were played by Lizzo and Jack Black. That's it. Nobody cares. Like that, those types of casting happens in animation. If you really want a famous person to play someone in Star Wars like that, a famous person of that caliber, you put them in animation. You put them as a character in animation. You don't put them on screen. Because all anyone can ever see is Jack Black. If Eddie Murphy was in Star Wars, all anyone would say is it's Eddie Murphy. It's not. Star Wars has never been about actors. Star Wars made actors famous, but actors didn't make Star Wars famous. Mark Hamill was nothing until he was in Star Wars. After Star Wars, then he had a career. No one knew about Daisy Ridley. No one knew about John Boyega. And these are the bad movies. Nobody knew about. No, have you ever heard of who's this guy who plays Kylo Ren? That guy. You ever heard of him? Up until Star Wars, you knew him after Star Wars. Bill Burr is my favorite comedian. I didn't hear about him until I saw him in the first season of Mando. I'm just saying, underrated people get put in Star Wars, then they become famous. Then they become truly famous, not the other way around. So super famous people don't get put in Star Wars. If they are, they're put in animation or they're put in the background. They low-key need to make a documentary style of Ben, I'm gonna butcher this name, Quadinaros, and put up a put him in climbing up the pod racing ladder. A lot of nerds would love that. I would watch it, especially if there's nothing else going on, to be honest. But look, I'm going to end the stream now. I appreciate you guys for being here. I'm going to probably stream next week. If not this week, if not again this week. But yeah, it's late where I got to go. Yeah, I was just saying the same thing. I got to go. I appreciate you guys for being here. Thank you. I know this is kind of a shorter stream, but yeah, man, I'm going to edit this video a little bit more and go to bed. But I appreciate you guys. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you very much.